Good evening and welcome to Eikaiwa Live. Actually, Dare Demo Eikaiwa Live. In this show, we study and use English while having a great time. What's one of the best things about Eikaiwa Live? You can share your ideas in the chat while watching the show. Viewers who share an idea in one video in a month are 365 Language Planet Samurai. Viewers who share an idea in 5 videos in a month are 365 Language Planet Daimyo. And viewers who share an idea in 10 videos in a month are 365 Language Planet Shogun / Ohime Sama. And last month we had 5 Shogun / Ohime Samas: Takanona, Charming, K Workshop, Take Agnor, and Kan Mama. Way to go! And we had 3 Daimyo, YTH, Hiromi Okada, and Takesh. Way to go. And we had a lot of Samurai, Kei, Hiroti, Saku, A Bridge, Disney, Mickey, Tomo, Kanakana, Leonardo, YO, and EK. Great job, everyone. And today, we're going to start a new month of November. So let's begin. Tonight's show is Dare Demo Eikaiwa Live, Unit 21, Section D. First, listen and repeat English questions that are great for conversation. And then you have 4 minutes to write your answer to each question in the chat. Lastly, you have 4 minutes to write a new question in the chat by changing my question. Let's begin. So the first question of tonight's show is, what kind of food do you like the most? So please listen and repeat. What kind of food do you like the most? One more time. What kind of food do you like the most? Okay, so now please write your answer in the chat. I'll start the timer. Okay, so you have 4 minutes to write your answer in the chat. The question is, what kind of food do you like the most? I'm sure for many people, this is a difficult question because there is many kinds of delicious food. But what kind of food do you like the most? I know it's a little bit of a strange one, and I think people are often surprised by it. But recently, the kind of food I like the most is kimchi. I eat kimchi almost every day. How about you? What kind of food do you like the most? Please write your answer in the chat. I'd say probably my oh, okay. Kan Mama, thank you for joining the show. She says, I like the most is sushi. Sushi is good. I like sushi a lot too. I would actually though, I would switch. I would say I like sushi the most. Okay, Charming says, I think Charming, thank you for joining tonight's show. My most favorite food is sushi, especially kaki noha sushi. Sounds good. I would like to try some kaki noha sushi. Yeah, and my most favorite food is sushi. That's okay. Great sentence. Oh, Take Agnor, thank you for joining tonight's show. She says, I like tofu the most. Wow. Yeah, I think for me, it's tough. I like tofu a lot too. Tofu and kimchi. There's kind of like sometimes people say 1A and 1B. Great job, everyone. Nice work. What kind of food do you like the most? Please write your answer in the chat. K Workshop says, I like Thai food the most, such as Tom Yum Goong or Gapao, etc. Okay, thank you for joining the show, K Workshop. I love Thai food too. That's why this is a tough question because there are so many great kinds of food. Of course, I love yakitori too. And Thai food, sushi, tofu, kimchi. Yeah, so this is actually that's a simple question, but a difficult question. I think when I was a child, my favorite kind of food was ice cream. But nowadays, ice cream is not so high on my list. But yeah, great job, nice work. Anyone else? What kind of food do you like the most? Please write your answer in the chat. Let's enjoy using English tonight. And yeah, anything is okay. Okay, EK, thank you for joining tonight's show. I like the nabe my boyfriend cooks every week the best. Wow, sounds like you have a great boyfriend. He cooks you nabe every week? That's great. Yeah, nabe is, I love nabe in the winter. Okay, great job, everyone. Nice work. Let's move on to the next section. This time, please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. I'll, we got one more. So, YO says, I like Korean food the most, which is great. Thank you for joining tonight's show. Takanona says, I like potato salad the best. Thank you for joining tonight's show too, Takanona. Okay, well, I'm going to start the timer. So, now you have 4 minutes to write a new question in the chat by changing my question. My question was, what kind of food do you like the most? Uh, as I just mentioned before, like as a child, as a child, what kind of food did you like the most? It's like a nice question. But it doesn't have to be about food. It could be anything. Okay, Take Augner says, what kind of animal do you like the most? Great question. Tough question for me because there's so many I love. How about you, Take Agnor? Charming says, what kind of sweets do you like the most? Great question. Another tough question. Recently, I love chocolate cake. There's a cake shop in Maebashi. Sometimes my family goes to called Yoshida Cake or Yoshida something. They had a very nice, rich chocolate cake. How about you, Charming? What kind of sweets do you like the most? Please tell me in the chat. I think, back to Take Ogner's question, what kind of animal do you like the most? I think for me, I kind of like lions the most. Kan Mama says, what kind of sports do you like the most? Great question. That's a tough question because, it's like one hand, like one for sports, sometimes watching and sometimes doing. How about you, Kan Mama? YO says, what kind of drink do you like the most? Another tough question because there's so many great kinds of drinks. But recently, I love Nihonshu. That's my favorite drink recently. How about you, YO? What kind of drink do you like the most? Sports. Recently, Kan Mama's question, what kind of sports do you like the most? I love American football. Actually, this duck here is the Oregon Duck, and it's a football team in the U.S. My favorite. Charming says, my most favorite sweets is rare cheesecake. I like Yoshida's cake. Nice. Thanks. K Workshop says, what kind of TV program do you like the most? Taka, are you busy? We miss you. Nice. Me too. Yeah, I miss Tucker too. I think we all miss Tucker. But it's okay. I'm sure he's just busy. Okay. What kind of TV program do you like the most? Um, recently, my family and I, we love a TV program called Young Sheldon. It's a very funny, it's called a sitcom in the US, kind of a family drama that's very funny. Young Sheldon. And it's good. My son likes it. My wife likes it. I like it. So that's good. How about you, K Workshop? What kind of TV program do you like the most? All right. Takanona says, what kind of movie do you like the most? Another great question. Nice work. How about you, Takanona? EK says, what type of person would you respect the most? Great question. Yeah, oh my gosh, EK, that's I think that's kind of an essay question. That's a tough one. What kind of person would you respect the most? For me, I respect people who who work really hard, and they people who don't only work for money, but they work to make the world a better place, or make their country a better place. I think I really respect those kinds of people. How about you, EK? And if you want to, you can share everyone is welcome to share their ideas anytime in the show. But right now, we're gonna move on to the next question of tonight's show, which is, oh, Kanmama says, I like MLB recently. Nice, that's great. Okay, let's move on to the next question of tonight's show, which is there any kind of food you would like to try? So please listen and repeat. Is there any kind of food you would like to try? Okay, one more time. Is there any kind of food you would like to try? Okay, so please write your answer in the chat. I'll start the timer. Okay, is there any kind of food you would like to try? Please write your answer in the chat. And I think this is a tough question because maybe most people, they've tried many kinds of food, but maybe not every kind of food. So I don't know. maybe there's some kind of food you would like to try. If there is, please tell me in the chat. Or if there isn't, say no. There is no food I would like to try. It's okay too. I think, for me, I've lived in Japan a long time, but I've never been to Osaka. So someday, one of my dreams is to go to Osaka, and try takoyaki and okonomiyaki in Osaka. That's two kinds of food I would like to try. How about you? Is there any kind of food you would like to try? Please write your answer in the chat. Oh, okay. Charming says, I'd like to try to eat Turkish foods. Wow, that sounds very interesting. Take Ogner says, I would like to try fish and chips in the UK. Me too. That's one of my dreams. Good. Yes, I wanna try fish and chips in the UK, and I wanna drink beer. Great question. Good idea. Great answers. Oh my gosh. K Workshop says, I'd like to try the world's smelliest food, durian. Wow, you're very brave and curious, K Workshop. I think for me, I'm okay. I'll pass, but maybe someday. Yeah, great. I think that makes me talking about all this food. I want to try some German sausages in Germany. That would be great. How about you? Is there any kind of food you would like to try? Please write your answer in the chat. Takanona says, I would like to try corn and potatoes grown in Hokkaido. Sounds great. Yeah. Yeah, sounds wonderful. I think for me, I always forget the name of the city, but I think there's some cities, a city or some cities in Hokkaido that are famous for ikura. So I would like to try ikura in Hokkaido. Some of those cities. That's another one of the foods I like the most in the world is ikura, salmon roll. I think Hokkaido is famous for ramen too. I know some people like maybe shrimp flavored ramen. I remember hearing about, but yeah, I'm okay about ramen. How about you? Is there any kind of food you would like to try? And if you're still typing, that's okay. You can share your idea in the chat anytime. All right, but now we're going to move on to the next section. So this time, please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. I'll start the timer. Okay, so please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. My question is there any kind of food you would like to try? So, you can talk about anything with this one. You have to be careful about the countable or uncountable nouns. So if it's uncountable, like food, usually, then you would say, is there any kind of food? But if it's countable, like drinks, movies, places, then you have to change is to are. Are there? Are there any? Are there any kinds of? Well, are there any kinds of drinks you would like to try? Hmm. Well, I think it's a little strange. I didn't think about this before, but I guess you could say, is there any kind of drink you would like to try? So, if you say like, is there any kind of drink you would like to try? Hmm. Okay. So Charming says, is there any kind of country uh, but the you before what you would like to go to? Um, Great question. Nice idea. So yeah, it's tough. Remember, kind is like the shurui. Like shurui, the type or kind. So like, if you say, is there any kind of country you would like to go to? Then you have to say like, like yes, I'd like to go to a big country, or I would like to go to an exciting country. The kind of country. And same, Taki Agnor, nice idea too. Is there any place in the world, or is there any? Okay, so is there any place in the world you would like to visit? Great question, nice idea. Yes, I think there are many places in the world I would like to visit. How about you? K Workshop says, is there any kind of scary attraction you'd like to try? Well, for me, I love roller coasters and I love water slides. Those are the two kinds of scary attractions I would like to try. How about you, K-Workshop? Takanona says, is there any kind of music you would like to hear on the jukebox? Nice question. There's a famous song called We Love I think it's called We Love Rock and Roll. In that song, they even talk about the jukebox. So, yeah, I think I would love to hear that song. We Love Rock and Roll. I think that's the name of the song. How about you, Takanona? So going back to Charming, going back to your question, you could say, is there any kind of country you would like to go to? Or you could say, is there any country you would like to go to? Okay. K Workshop says, I would like to try free fall. Wow. That is a very dangerous attraction. Scary attraction. Is that free fall is like the one where it kind of goes up, 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 and then it stops, and then it's like boom. That's my image of a free fall. Okay, great job. I don't know if I clap, but I'll clap because great job, everybody. Nice ideas. Let's move on to the last question of tonight's show, which is, I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? So please listen and repeat. I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? One more time. I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? Okay, so now please write your answer in the chat. I'll start the timer. Okay, so you have 4 minutes to write your answer in the chat. I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? So if you agree with me, very simple answer, just be me too. Me too. I wanna live in maybe many different places, or one different place, or a few different places, something like that. But if you disagree with me, you might say, no, I don't want to live in different places. I want to stay in Guma. If you live in Guma, you might say, I want to stay in Guma. Or, if you live in Tokyo, you could say, I want to stay in Tokyo. Something like that. But anyways, please write your answer in the chat. I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? Take Agnor says, I would like to try living in Paris. Sounds great. I know I have one more. I have another student who would like to try living in Paris too, which I think that would be amazing. I've never been to Paris, so I don't know how amazing it would be, but nice idea. Charming says, I would like to try in different places for the short time in the future. Nice idea. I would just add living. I would like to try living in different places for a short time in the future. My big dream, is to basically, I love living in Guma, but I want to live in different places in the summer because it's so hot. K Workshop says it's a good idea. I like to live in a quiet place like a deep forest. Sounds nice. It's kind of, my image of a deep forest is like Shima Onsen. Takanona, how about you, K Workshop? Takanona says that's a good idea. I want to live somewhere cool in the summer and warm in the winter. I want to live in Guma in the fall and spring. Nice idea. Yeah, I think for me, I want to live in Guma in the fall and the winter. And then maybe in the spring and the summer, I want to live in a different place. So I don't know, I have to find, I have to find a good place to live, that's you know, not too expensive and has a maybe good internet connection. Maybe some people who want to learn English. Yeah, right. I'd like to try living in different places in the future. How about you? And I guess so far everyone says they would like to try living in a different place. But it's I always say it's okay. You can try living in a different place, or you can try, just happy. Happy to stay in the same place. Both are okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the last section of tonight's show, which is please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. I'll start the timer. Okay, so please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. So this is kind of a simple one, just talking about the future. Okay, EK says, I would like to live on a nice and beautiful island. That sounds great. Yeah, I love nice and beautiful islands too. Nice idea. Okay, so now let's write a new question in the chat by changing my question. For example, you could say, maybe I'd like to try living in Tokyo in the future. How about you? That would be okay. But doesn't have to be try. Maybe hmm, okay. Takanona says, I would like to try various hobbies in the future. How about you? Huh. Well, I don't know. Various hobbies to me, that sounds like a lot of hobbies. So, hmm, various hobbies. I don't know, but I don't know about various hobbies for me. Um, yeah, yeah. For me, I would say maybe I would like to try one or two new hobbies in the future. But if I live a really long time, maybe a few more hobbies. But Takanona, what kind of hobbies would you like to try in the future? I know tonight with some of my students, we were talking about medicati. So, maybe, some people might like to try selling things on medicati in the future. YO says, I'd like to try playing piano in the future. Sounds fun. Sounds great. I know. If you have Duolingo, sometimes on Duolingo they have the music app, and in the music one, they'll teach you, very basic keys for playing piano, and so yeah, I think that's a great way to practice and start. Very easy way to start playing very very simple piano. Anyone else? Please write a new question in the chat by changing my question. We have a lot of new samurai tonight. Way to go, everyone. Great job. Yeah, no problem, Wyo. My pleasure. My pleasure. I think, playing musical instruments is amazing. It's an amazing skill humans have. but it's a difficult skill. It's kind of like learning a language. It takes a lot of practice. You have practice, practice, practice. So, you know, I would like to learn an instrument in the future too, but I don't know. I think someday, someday. All right. Well, if you're still writing your ideas, please continue and you can share your idea in the chat anytime, or, after the show's over, you can share your idea in the comments. EK says, I'd like to learn some foreign languages besides English. How about you? That's fantastic. Yes. Me too. I'm not learning English, but I'd like to learn some foreign languages besides Japanese, like Spanish or German. And then, well, maybe in the future, some more. So, yeah, we'll see. Great, nice idea, EK. All right. Well, that's the end of tonight's show. So, thank you so much for studying and using English with me. We have shows every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 8:30, and I'm gonna start doing the Spango Live again from this Friday at 3 o'clock. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and give the show a big thumbs up. I hope everyone has a great evening, nice relaxing time, and I will see you next time. So have a great night.